Antonio. How are you? I'm Mariana.
How you doing? I'm good today.
Awesome. So you play an aspiring rapper in the 90s. What are some of your favorite rap songs from that era?
Some of my favorite rap songs. Damn, that's difficult. I'm very, very adept to '90s music, and I think my favorite artists from the '90s are like Tupac. Obviously, I'm very into A Tribe Called Quest. Actually, one of my favorite songs is the Scenario remix. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that song, but yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. I know that song word for word from beginning to end. I'm very much into I would say like KRS-One. KRS-One is another top artist of mine. But as far as '90s goes, I listen to pretty much everything because I really wasn't around to be able to pick a stance on stuff. So I just kind of do as much homework as I can. But I do really like a lot of different '90s and R&B music as well for hip hop.
Sure. And the show is full of a bunch of vintage 90s clothes, which are very enviable. What are some of your favorite looks that your character has worn?
Oh, we have a lot of Sergio Tech suits. I love those. We have a lot of cross color. I cannot wait for you guys to see the cross color outfits that we have this season. We have a lot of references to businesses that were open in the '90s that may not be open anymore. So I can't wait for those little Easter eggs to be, shown after the 14th.
Yes. So your character is kind of on the fringe of the Thomas family. Like he's best friends with Kanan, but he's not within the drug game. Do you think he'll eventually kind of venture on that side?
Well, can't give too much out, but
Yeah, sure.
but basically, I think something that the fans are going to be able to see and relate to of this season is, anybody that is doing anything to fund or fulfill their dreams. If you have like a 9 to 5, or if you have any type of side hustle to be able to do what you actually want to do, this is something that happens a lot in this season. Not just with my character, but there's a lot of times that the characters in the show have to put aside what they want to do for what they have to do. So I think that's a point that's driven home this season, and I can't wait for it to be shown out.
So your character, and they kind of mentioned it in the first episode, has changed a lot from season 1 to season 2. How would you say that he has evolved?
So Famous has definitely gotten somewhat older, whether it be because he wants to or not. And I mean this mentally, obviously. I feel like he has grown in his maturity a little bit, but it may be something that is not as welcomed as, other people have. But I feel that it'll be growing pains, and that's something that's very relatable to anybody that's above a certain age. So I feel like I can't wait for people to see it because I think this is one of the more relatable roles that I've been able to play in a long time.
For sure. And how would you say you relate to Famous then?
Well, the way that we deal with or don't deal with the issues of life is very much relatable to me. I feel like, especially when I was in high school, there's a bunch of times that we tell ourselves we can put something on the back burner and we really can't, but we convince ourselves that it'll be okay some way, somehow. So I think that in itself is something I relate to, as well as also having to just, pick myself up and find ways to just find motivation and continue going. So I think those are some things that I really related to this season.
Yeah. So you're a part of the Power universe, which is great, but it's also a bit scary because you can die at any point. Like no one is safe. Like how is it like to kind of be a part of that each day and you're getting a script and you could die or you could actually be in the future. We don't know.
So I think the best way to answer that is I try not to worry about, where the twists and turns are going to be as much as what the twists and turns are. So basically, when we're presented with scripts and when we're presented with ideas of where we're going with the scripts, instead of it being, I hope I'm not the person getting shot this season, it's more so, wherever they go, I trust and believe that my character, as well as the storyline as a whole, is in great hands.
And what was your favorite scene to shoot thus far?
The Street Seated Body performance, I think, will be a high that I don't come down from for a very long time. Even though I do have a lot of scenes in season 2 that I enjoyed doing with Mekai or with other cast members, even working with people I never thought I'd be able to work with. But that performance was definitely 16 hours of fun. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and best of luck with the show and future projects.
thank you so much.